Danny, across the first few games we talked about different teams, different challenges. Did Bromley offer something different altogether?
Yeah, I think so. I think this is what's brilliant about League Two, that no game is the same. So many different styles, so many different ways of playing, and yeah, I think there's a lot for us to respect in Bromley. I think they've had an incredible rise through the non-league pyramid. Got to the National League. Nicky and I know the toughest division to get promoted from, and were so fully deserving. I watched them in the playoff final. Went to Wembley and watched them against Solihull Moors, and yeah, they were really well organised on the day. Take the space away from the opponent. I think have good distances against the ball. Carry a real threat on the counter attack as well, and also a real threat from set pieces. So I can see why they've had continued success, and I think Andy Woodman and his players have done a really good job there. So yeah, for us, we will absolutely they have our utmost respect.
And does that make it a little bit more difficult, because you want the ball, you want to be attacking them all the time, but you've got to be a bit worried about any counter attack when they do win it back?
Yeah, I think that they're very good, like I said, at taking your space away, and they sit in with good distances against the ball and almost prize you out, and then want to try to counter attack in the space that you leave, and they're almost waiting for the mistake. So yeah, I think that this is how they like to play. I think for us, we have really good clarity over how we want to play. I think spoke to the group today, we have a really good competition for places now. This is definitely the most competitive we've been as a group in terms of the balance of the squad. You almost look across the group now, we have competition in every position. And like I said to the boys today, that competition, they're almost each other's best friend, because this is what drives the standards on a daily basis in training. And if we can do that, I think that this is how we keep improving, and yeah, we say all the time, like, our ambition every day is to try to be better than this.
Yeah, and was it important this week, especially with new players coming in, to have that week out on the training ground?
I think it really helps us at the moment, because we're a new group, and there's lots of new partnerships and lots of new relationships. We've probably made the most changes in the whole of the Football League, I would have thought, with players out and players in. I think, we've had a brilliant window. I think credit to the academy, because we've been able to sell a lot of young players in this window, and bring in really good money, which thankful to Robbie, because he always allows us to reinvest it into either the academy or into the first team. He negotiated a brilliant deal with Brad on transfer deadline day, which allows us to be really well remunerated straight away, but also to keep a stake in the player, because we know Brad has got so much potential. And yeah, of course we're sad to see him go, but we're really excited to see what his future brings. And yeah, I was pleased the window shut on Friday. It felt like a long window, but yeah, we really believe in the group that we've put together, and we've got lots of work to do to become the team that we want to be. And it's just it's very early days, but of course when you do get a clean week like we've had, and a clear week, I think it's really important, particularly when we're in the kind of the stage of the development that we're in. So yeah, lots of good work's gone on, and yeah, we're so excited for the game on Saturday.
Yeah, and one person who won't be involved on Saturday or in the near future, Milton only. Terrible injury.
No, yeah, really sad news for us. We found out on Tuesday that Milton has ruptured his cruciate. Football can be a really cruel game, and of course he had a brilliant pre-season. Milton, his development through pre-season has been so accelerated, and of course he makes his senior debut against Reading in the Carabao Cup, plays well, scores a penalty, helps us to go through, then makes his league debut on the Saturday, comes on, turns the ball over, creates the goal for Jack Payne against Milton Keynes, then starts and plays his against the Premier League team in the Carabao Cup, and more than holds his own, looks a really good player at the level, and then 60 minutes in, an innocuous challenge, and he finds himself with a cruciate injury, and it's really sad for him. I think it shows you why it's so hard to be a professional footballer. But he has a brilliant support network around him, both with his family and his extended family and us. We all think so much of him as a boy. I can only think that this is God's plan for him, because I think maybe this cruciate he knew was going to happen, and he was just showing him, look, this is what it looks like to be a professional footballer. You have all the attributes to be a professional footballer. The journey's not going to be quite as straightforward as we would like, but Milton, if you're willing and you really want it, and you're willing to now go and get your head down for the next 9, 10, 11, 12 months, then you've got this and you can do this, and we will give him all the support that we can. And I have no doubts that he will overcome this challenge like he's overcome all the other challenges in his young life. And I have a lot of faith in him, not just as a player but also as a person. And once he got over the original and the initial disappointment on Tuesday, having seen and spoken to him yesterday, I can see in his eye he's really determined, and we'll be with him every step of the way.